Michael Hill, the president of baseball operations, who I worked with from 2003 to 2017 in capacities as an assistant general manager, a general manager, and then a president of baseball operations, was let go by the Miami Marlins and Derek Jeter yesterday. Trying to hide the news when there's a Game 7 going on. Can't hide from nothing personal. Mike Hill is one of the two black heads of a baseball operation, Kenny Williams in Chicago being the other. Mike Hill has a World Series ring from 2003. Mike Hill was with the Marlins for 18 seasons. 19 seasons. I was there for 16 seasons, and he was there for 18, 19, and 20. So 19 seasons, but I was there an extra season because I started in 2002. So 18 seasons with the Marlins. What Derek Jeter said is both shameful and a lie. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. But before I do, I need you to understand something. I know that you believe that I'll find any reason to criticize Derek Jeter because you think I have a personal vendetta against him. You're wrong. I got Derek Jeter. He's my hero. I got Derek Jeter to convince Bruce Sherman to buy the Marlins from Jeffrey Loria for an enterprise value of $1.2 billion. Derek Jeter is my hero. Bruce Sherman is my hero. I have no hate for them at all. I would never use such a strong word. I have no respect for him as an executive. I have great respect for him as a Hall of Fame player. He was a terrible negotiator. He's a terrible president of a team. He's bad at his job. He doesn't know how to negotiate. All he has is a Hall of Fame resume as a shortstop. But what he also has is the belief that he can do the job that Mike Hill did, and he can do the job that I did. He tried to hire another president of business operations, fired him. I knew he was going to fire me. Remember when he did, I had to teach him how to fire me. He didn't even know how to do it. He had never done it. He had to learn. I taught him. The problem with getting rid of Mike Hill is that Derek Jeter has the belief that everything that's gone right with the Marlins since we left. Now, listen, you can acknowledge, I'll acknowledge, we won in 2003. We didn't play 500 baseball after that. We had phenomenal drafts. Not all of them worked out. Not every first-round pick worked out. But overall, the players who we put in the system, whether it was Yelich, Stanton, Ozuna, JT Realmuto, I could go on and on. Phenomenal picks. That made it. Great drafting. Great development. We would rush kids to the big leagues, and that would hurt their development. Sometimes we wouldn't rush them to the big leagues. By the way, I didn't even mention drafting Jose Fernandez. Colin Moran is a draft who's playing every day for the Pirates. I could go on, but I'm not here to say that. Our minor league system was always ranked near the bottom because our minor league players played in the major leagues. And our minor league players were traded to try to help our major league team win. Don't deny it. Don't regret it. Derek Jeter came in and immediately tried to distance himself from prior management. Everything I touched, he got rid of. No problem. I'm not bitter about that at all. I never was. You want to change the stadium? You want to pretend I didn't exist? Take down every picture, change every color, make sure no one mentions my name. Scare people at the Marlins from being friends with me. Tell them that they're uncomfortable having them be friends with me. Accusing them of leaking stuff to me. Derek, if you're listening, pay close attention. And I know that your PR bobos are listening because they follow every word I say. They're obsessed with it. Mike Hill never leaked one thing to me. Not one thing. Not one member of the organization who you kept, which were very few, gave me one thing. You know who talks to me? People in the community who you think like you, but are still loyal to me. People in the media who you think are loyal to you, who are still loyal to me. That's who gives me my information. Mike Hill was the opposite. And you telling Mike Hill that his relationship with me is troubling. You telling Jeff Conine that his relationship with me is troubling, which is why you don't want Mr. Marlin around the Marlins. You are making it so fans of the Marlins cannot be around Jeff Conine because of me? It's an outrage. Well, now Mike Hill's gone, Derek. You get your wish. And this isn't personal. This is business. You think you can run the business of the Marlins without Mike Hill. You have no idea what Mike Hill did for you. Yet your belief is that Mike Hill wasn't right for your organization. That's BS, and you know it. You wanted to get rid of him because you want your own guy. That's great. Just be honest. Don't give me some cockamamie quote that you felt it would be best for the organization at this particular time to move on without Mike. Who wrote that for you? Your PR people? You knew you were firing Mike the minute you joined. You kept him on because he had 3 years left, and you did not want to pay him out. You wanted to bring in Gary Denbo and have Mike Hill try to teach Gary Denbo what can't be taught. You think that anyone would have gotten your team through this year with 175 transactions? Do you know the work that a president of baseball operations has to do? It's not just being a train wreck and being a bull in a china shop and putting the Marlins way in and thinking, wow, we've got a great minor league system now. We went 31-29. That means we are on schedule. You think media people don't call me and tell me when you try to pitch a story that you are the sole reason, Derek, why the Marlins are now successful? Trying to set the stage for Mike to get no credit? If the Marlins had lost this year, it was easy to get rid of Mike. You knew that. But when they started winning, you had a problem because he could even win Executive of the Year. Trust me, I fired a Manager of the Year. That may stay with you for a bit. We are going to find out once and for all whether or not your system works, Derek. Will you get a naming rights deal? Will you get a TV deal? Will your baseball team excel over a 162-game season? Will you draw fans? Will you continue to develop on the minor league players? I don't care about minor league championships. I don't care about a number one ranked farm system. I would always judge the firings that we did of managers and GMs by whether or not they got jobs again and how quickly. Pitching coaches still working around baseball. Managers still working around baseball. Some yes, some no. Joe Girardi went on to have a great career. I was wrong about Joe Girardi. In 2006, he was unmanageable. Now he's gone on, he's won a World Series, and he's managed ever since. It is possible that the Marlins will not hire anyone to replace Mike. Unlikely. Could it be someone like Billy Epler, who was fired by the Angels, who has Yankee ties? Do you have to have Yankee ties to work for the Marlins? People are asking themselves that now. What approach will happen when someone asks Mike what it was like? Because GMs, when they are offered jobs, they speak to other GMs. Hey, what's that owner like? What's it like to work for Derek? There was always a big misconception. If you ask people who worked for me, for Jeffrey, they will tell you that what you hear from the outside is that it was a nightmare. But when you speak to people who did it, fair, honest, generous to the point of night sweats. Involved, sometimes difficult. They don't sleep a lot, but they're communicative, and you can convince them to do something you want to do if you're going to be right. That's the scouting report I'm working for me and working for our owner. Do you know what the scouting report is for working for Derek? Total lack of inclusion. The belief that everything that happens, he gets the credit for, even though he doesn't do any of it. The feeling that because he was such a good shortstop that he can run a business. The feeling that when he walks in a room, people are going to genuflect and start handing over money, or that players will all want to play there. None of that turns out to be true. I'm taking a breath now because I want to make sure that this segment ends with the proper understanding that my relationship with Mike Hill has nothing to do with my view of Mike Hill's termination. When Mike Hill's contract was up, which it was this year, and you're going to offer a pay cut to keep him, it's insulting. It doesn't matter that he's my friend or not my friend. You're going to say that he wasn't a major factor in running this organization? It's just not accurate. Why can't you just have the guts to say what you want to say? I don't want someone who's not my guy. Period. If you're not a Yankee or you're not someone who is a sycophant, then you can't work for me. What's the problem with that? We have a lot of smart baseball minds in our organization, and there are smart baseball minds around the game. We're going to sit down and see what type of person we need in this role. Horse hockey. You know exactly what you're going to do. You've been planning this for 3 years and just had a little problem when the Marlins had a good season. Well, congratulations, Derek. You have your way. Everybody's gone now. There is no remnant of the Loria Samson era, the Loria era, where I worked in that era too. Nowhere to hide today. And Mike Hill, he's going to go on to great success with another team. Mark my words, double wait to see, Coca. Mike Hill will be the president of baseball operations for another team in 2021. He's not going to take a year off. He's not going to become a special assistant or a pro scout. He is the number one candidate right now for every opening. That's how good Mike Hill is at what he does. But at the end of the day, decisions get made. But why not be honest? You could have looked in the camera, Derek, if you would have given an interview, which you didn't. You only spoke to beat reporters. You could have looked right in the camera and said, you know what? It's my team. And it's business. Sorry, Mike. It was nothing personal.